Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Masiak.
Today, I'd like to talk about something that I have struggled with for years and what has helped me work through it. What it is our wonderful minds. Our minds have a mind of their own, right? We have so many things show up in our lives, thoughts, and they really stem from our beliefs that we were raised. When we were two, we were these beautiful human beings. And even before then, when we were born into this world, we knew we were amazing. We knew we were beautiful. We knew the world was awesome. And we had no fears. We had no negativity. And then the world taught us different things. And it's not their fault because each generation brings up their own thoughts. So, depending on what kind of house you were raised in, you'll have different thoughts and things and beliefs that I do. However, we all struggle through them. And I don't know anybody that hasn't had negative thoughts they had to work with. And it's really about catching those thoughts to really to embrace them, but not like get angry at them. I know I had a time where I would be so angry that I was so negative. And it's a cycle where, you want to be more positive. And at the same time, you're just, in negative mind. So it's retraining our minds. It's not about hating our minds for having these thoughts or, even going deeper into the beliefs, because changing a thought is really great. And at the same time, like if you don't, it's just like so many different things. So you can have eczema or different things. And on the surface, it is something that you could treat with ointments like lotions or different things. However, there's probably an underlining thing that has brought this on. Like I'm thinking of my daughter, who the doctor, she would always be getting colds and sore throats and stuff. And the doctor said, like, we need to get her tonsils out and put tubes in her ears. And I said, whoa, slow it down. Let's get a second opinion. Which I don't know if I told them about a second opinion, but my husband came home from the doctor's appointment. And I said, let's get a second opinion. And that is when I went to my naturopath. And turns out food sensitivities. The moment we took out certain foods, everything cleared up, every single thing. So these are our thoughts that stem from our beliefs. So one thing is to really start working on the thoughts themselves, so it's really important to work on our thoughts, but it does go deeper than that as well. And for me, a big one was just getting to that mindset. So you don't have to do everything at once. That was a big thing. I've dealt with so many things on my self-love journey, is wanting to get it done like right away. Like just let's do it. Let's just whatever it takes. And or even just like, okay, I'm going to do this all in a week. It takes time. And the thing is, everything's a journey. Everything we do, it's not about getting to the end. It's about taking that time to really get to know ourselves better, to build that relationship up with ourselves and just enjoy life in that process. So I always like to start with the thoughts, even though it does stem deeper into the belief systems that we created growing up. So one of the biggest things that has helped me is affirmations. Affirmations have helped me so, so much. I remember back in the day of the very early beginnings of my self-love journey over a decade ago. I think it's about almost 14 years, possibly even more. But really that life-shifting change was 14 years ago. I think before that I dabbled a little bit. I knew I wanted to change, but then my life changed in a pretty big way to make me stop and think, really help me figure out where it just gave me a chance to really think about where I want to take my life. And so it's affirmations. And Louise Hay has been an amazing, amazing person to help me on that front. And I want to share one little tidbit of advice if you're new to affirmations. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, yeah, I do them all the time. Is affirmations like we have so many thoughts going on in our head. The problem is we have so many thoughts going on in our head, and a lot of them we probably want to change. So once we know what we want to change, if you're like me, you just want to change them all at the same time. The thing is, it's really hard to focus on a million things all at once. It's like trying to watch 10 TVs at the same time, or even two or three different shows. I know when I was younger and there was no PVRs and stuff, I'd flip between two stations, right? Like, oh, commercial, go to the next one. You're not watching the whole show. You're not getting the whole awesomeness from that. Same with our thoughts. If you're constantly shifting and having all these different places you want to focus on, and that includes our thoughts, you just feel like like a chicken with its head cut off. And it's like, oh my goodness, where am I going? And nothing is changing. So, what I recommend if you're new or if you're struggled with affirmations is just pick two, one or two. And I give this advice with so much love because I still to this day struggle with only picking two at a time or one at a time. But it's the one that hurts the most that you want to change the most. Focus on that. The pain point, the thing that really is just like, I want this thought to change. And maybe it's like, I just want to be a more positive person. For me, the big one for me was I said an affirmation every single day, all day. When I was looking for somebody. I think I just had a breakup with my boyfriend, and I wanted somebody. And so I just said that all the time. And actually, funny enough, like it happened, but that was the only affirmation I was saying. I was working in a warehouse where I could constantly, like, no one was talking to me like most of the time. I was, focused on my job. So I could just say it over and over and over again. And that's really where it comes down to is when we catch our thoughts in a negative mindset and to make a shift. The other thing is just becoming aware. That is like the biggest thing ever. It's just being mindful of what thoughts are running your day. A lot of the time we are just running and running and running, and we don't even know all the negative thoughts going on in our head. So it's really just becoming aware of things as well, slowing down enough to be aware. And then when you do, don't overdo it. And it's fun. You can just do like I am and like just change it to a positive. I'm going to share with you one affirmation that helps in like almost any situation, in my opinion. So if you're like overwhelmed by the whole thought of affirmations or the thought of just picking one thought to change, one that has helped me, and I've shared this before on different things, is when like I find my head thinking like fearful thoughts or whatever, is I choose love instead of this. I choose love instead of this. So if you find yourself judging somebody else or just like fearful of something, the other one is all is well. All is well. So if I start spiraling out of like, oh, what could happen? And, go down this rabbit hole of things that aren't even happening, but I'm trying to analyze the future. I can't see into the future. So here I am analyzing it and freaking myself out, and all is well. And another one that's from Louise Hay, and actually that one, all is well, is also one, but it's really easy to remember, right? All is well. Like I remember just like freaking out and about things. And even today when I was out in the village and I was in parking where I had a big truck beside me, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to back out of this. So I'm sitting in at the hairdressers and I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get out of this spot later? I'm like, whoa, like this is all going on in my head. I joke, all is well, like all is well. Why worry about getting out of that parking spot? Turns out no cars around me. I could see clearly. So I could have freaked myself out for the whole time I was in there enjoying my hair, getting my hair done. Or I could just enjoy and be okay with all is well. We don't know what's going to happen next. So all is well. And then, like I said, the other one that I'm going to share with you right now is out of this situation, only good will come. All is well. Or I am safe. All is well. So again, it's about becoming aware of your thoughts. That's the big one. And then being gentle and loving towards the negative ones you want to change. And then slowly with baby steps, doing it. Like all these thoughts that are coming up in your head were not created overnight or in one day. They were created over a lifetime of other people sharing their fears, their experiences with you. So it does take time. And this is actually why I've created something really cool. It's called Flip the Switch on Your Negative Thoughts and Feel Happy and Confident Again. And it breaks it down even more into just to help you write affirmations, give you that support. And it's actually broken down into 4 different videos. So you could do it all in like a week or like 1 week at a time. And it was this really beautiful thing that I'm offering because our lives literally are created from our thoughts and our beliefs. If we don't believe that we're worthy enough of our dreams, or if our thoughts are stopping us from going after our dreams and, taking life by the horns, you're not going to create that life. You could do anything on the surface, like I said before, with having like a rash on your arm or anything. You can put lotion and it fixes it. But if it's a food sensitivity or something else underneath the surface, it's going to keep coming back. Same with negative thoughts and things like that. So if you pretend to be happy, that will help a little bit. But if you don't work on actually fixing, or not even fixing, I don't want to say fixing. If you want to flip and rewrite that story, those thoughts, rewrite your story of your life, then it's really getting to those sources. And that's why, again, I've created this beautiful little mini course that you can follow on your own pace. And it's short and sweet, but at the same time, very detailed. Gives you different things to do every single video. Video. And so you can really flip the switch on your negative thoughts. And it just feels so much more empowered again in your life. So I hope this has helped. The link for that mini course is in the comments below, or actually will be in the description. And I look forward to seeing you. Enjoy yourself. I will pop on hopefully on my Facebook page now and then. And I'm constantly every Sunday, putting podcast episodes out on loving me, myself, and life. But for coffee chat, that's it for now. And we'll see where the tide takes me in the fall, and keep, posted on how and where and what things are happening. But I do have some really cool things in the works. So stay tuned for that. And just thank you so much for being here. And I hope to show up more on my Facebook page, rooting you on your self-love journey. You matter. So do you're amazing. So thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. Take care and see you soon.
I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.